You're just another black boy with no future. Judge Harmon's gavel crashes down. Devin Taylor rises. The courtroom falls silent. 17, shoulders squared despite the weight of every stare. The judge leans forward. I know your kind. Just another statistic. His finger jabs the air between them. No discipline, no father figure. The judge's lips curl. Where is your father, anyway? Devin maintains perfect eye contact. May I call him, Your Honor? Judge Harmon smirks. By all means. If he even answers. Devin pulls out his phone, dials. The courtroom watches. Dad, Judge Harmon says you failed to raise me right. He's wondering where you are. Devin's voice remains steady. Could you come to courtroom 4B now? Who exactly waits on the other end of that line? Earlier that day. Devin Taylor enters the courthouse with his science project, a sophisticated air quality monitoring system. The metal detector beeps. Officer Briggs steps forward, eyes narrowing. What's that contraption? He grabs the device without waiting for an answer. An air quality monitor, sir, for my presentation to the Environmental Committee today. Briggs turns the device over roughly. Looks suspicious to me. Devin keeps his voice level. I have documentation. He reaches toward his backpack. Hands where I can see them, Briggs shouts, drawing attention from everyone in the lobby. Devin freezes. His heart pounds as Briggs calls for backup. Got a suspicious device. Uncooperative subject. Two more guards appear. Devin notices Judge Harmon watching from nearby, arms crossed, making no move to intervene. I'm just here for my scheduled presentation, Devin explains again. Judge Harmon approaches. His gaze shifts between Devin and the device. Why aren't you in school, boy? I have an excused absence, sir. I'm presenting to the Environmental Committee. Environmental Committee? In my courthouse? The judge's tone drips with disbelief. Yes, sir. Yes. Room 302 at 11 a.m. Dr. Williams is expecting me. The judge checks his watch. We'll see about that. Bring him to my courtroom first. The guards escort Devin away. His carefully constructed project now sits partially disassembled in Officer Briggs's hands. As they walk, Devin notices other visitors with briefcases and electronics passing through security without question. A white student with a science fair display board walks right through. Devin texts his father. Delayed at security, might miss presentation time. His father replies instantly. What's happening? Devin starts typing, then stops. His father has enough pressure already. Just extra security checks, nothing serious. Judge Harmon walks ahead, his robes flowing behind him. Devin catches fragments of his conversation with Briggs. These people always have excuses. Teach him about authority. Knows his place after today. Devin straightens his shoulders. This isn't about his project anymore. What does Judge Harmon really want with a high school student's environmental science project? In Judge Harmon's empty courtroom, Devin stands before the bench. His project sits in pieces on a table. Explain again what this device does. Judge Harmon doesn't look up from his phone. It's an air quality monitor that measures particulate matter in low-income neighborhoods, Your Honor. Devin keeps his voice steady. I've been collecting data showing correlation between poor air quality and respiratory illness rates. Judge Harmon tosses Devin's papers aside without reading them. And why bring this to my courthouse? The Environmental Committee meets here monthly. I was invited to present my findings. Dr. Williams confirms there's a meeting. Judge Harmon scrolls through his messages. Says nothing about student presentations. Devin's stomach tightens. The confirmation was sent last week to all committee members. Are you telling me how to do my job? The judge's voice hardens. No, sir, just providing information. Judge Harmon stands. He circles the bench, looming over Devin. Listen carefully. I've been on this bench for 20 years. I've seen every excuse, every story, every scheme. I understand, but no interruptions. His hand slams the table. Pieces of Devon's project scatter. A sensor crashes to the floor. This equipment could interfere with courthouse systems. Devon watches months of work break apart. Sir, that's months of research. Research? Judge Harmon laughs. Is that what they call it now? Where did you get these parts? Who really built this? I designed and built it myself. The parts were purchased with grant money from the State Science Foundation. Judge Harmon's jaw tightens. A likely story. Let me be clear. This courthouse isn't your science fair. He picks up a circuit board, examining it with exaggerated suspicion. We'll hold this device for security inspection. You can wait in the hallway until the committee meeting. And my presentation? If they confirm your story, you'll get your property back. Judge Harmon's smile doesn't reach his eyes. Maybe. Eventually. Devon stares at his broken project. Data collected from his own neighborhood. Evidence of environmental injustice. Now treated like contraband. May I have a receipt for my property, Your Honor? The judge's smile falters. Getting legal advice from somewhere, are we? Will Devon's months of work be destroyed before he can even present it? Devon waits in the hallway, watching the minutes tick by. His presentation time approaches, but security won't let him near room 302 without Judge Harmon's approval. Dr. Williams, a gray-haired environmental scientist with wire-rimmed glasses, spots Devon. There you are. Why aren't you setting up? We start in 15 minutes. Judge Harmon confiscated my project, says it's suspicious. Dr. Williams's eyebrows shoot up. That's absurd. You're our keynote student presenter. They return to Judge Harmon's courtroom together. The judge is on a call, holding up one finger to make them wait. Devon notices how the judge's posture changes when he sees Dr. Williams. Straighter, more formal. Judge Harmon, Dr. Williams begins when the call ends. There's been a misunderstanding. Devon Taylor is our invited presenter today. The judge barely glances at him. This young man brought unauthorized electronic equipment into a federal building. That requires proper investigation. It's a science project that I personally vetted. Did you run background checks on him and his family? Judge Harmon asks sharply. Do you know where he's from? Devon feels heat rising in his face. Dr. Williams shifts uncomfortably. He's one of our brightest students. That doesn't answer my question. Judge Harmon turns to Devon. Where exactly are you from, Mr. Taylor? I was born in Chicago, sir. We moved here 3 years ago. And before Chicago? Devon blinks, confused. My family has been in Chicago for generations. Judge Harmon makes a dismissive noise. Your project will remain confiscated until proper authorities can inspect it. However, he nods to Dr. Williams, you can take responsibility for him attending the meeting, without his device. Dr. Williams protests, but his entire presentation requires his project. Then he shouldn't have brought suspicious equipment into my courthouse. The judge's voice rises. Perhaps you'd like to explain to the committee why you're unprepared. Consider it a lesson in planning ahead. Devon's hands clench at his sides. May I at least have my presentation slides? They're on the same laptop we're holding for inspection. Dr. Williams checks his watch. We need to go. The committee has a tight schedule. Judge Harmon smiles thinly. Run along, then. And Mr. Taylor, next time know your place before you walk into my courthouse. Devon follows Dr. Williams to the meeting room. His heart pounds as they enter. 12 committee members sit around a conference table. Several observers line the walls. I apologize for the delay, Dr. Williams announces. We've had an unexpected situation. Devon steps forward. Every eye in the room turns to him. The weight of their expectations crushes down. I apologize, Devon begins, voice steady despite the humiliation burning in his chest. Judge Harmon has confiscated my project and presentation materials. I'll do my best to explain my findings from memory. Whispers spread through the room. Devon sees pity on some faces. On others, quiet judgment. A woman in the back row shakes her head and writes something in her notebook. How will Devon salvage his presentation without any of his materials? Devon stands before the environmental committee, empty-handed. He takes a deep breath and begins speaking from memory. My project measures particulate matter concentrations in low-income neighborhoods versus affluent areas. His voice grows stronger with each word. Over 6 months, I documented levels 3 times higher in minority communities. Despite the absence of visual aids, committee members lean forward. Devon sketches air particle distribution patterns on a borrowed notepad, explaining collection methodology and statistical controls. I identified correlation between pollution spikes and respiratory emergency room visits. He draws another diagram. The data shows environmental protection laws are enforced differently based on neighborhood demographics. Dr. Williams watches with quiet pride as Devon transforms potential disaster into a compelling presentation. When Devon finishes, the committee applauds. Remarkable work, says committee chair Dr. Lawson, especially under these circumstances. Where is your project now? Judge Harmon is holding it for security reasons, Devon answers carefully. Dr. Lawson frowns. That's unusual. We'll look into it. Meanwhile, your findings deserve wider attention. Would you consider presenting at the state conference next month? Devon nods, gratitude washing over him. I'd be honored. As the meeting adjourns, Devon excuses himself to the restroom. In a private stall, he leans against the wall. The adrenaline crash hits him hard. His hands shake slightly as he pulls out his phone. He dials his father but gets voicemail. Dad, something happened at the courthouse. Judge Harmon confiscated my project and... He pauses, not wanting to sound like he's complaining. I managed okay, but I could use some advice. Call when you can. Dr. Williams waits outside. You did incredibly well, Devon. I've never seen such poise under pressure. Thank you. Do you think I can get my project back today? Let's find out. They return to Judge Harmon's courtroom. The judge is hearing a minor case. He spots Devon and Dr. Williams but makes them wait. Devon watches the proceedings, noting patterns. The well-dressed white defendant receives patient questioning. The young Hispanic woman who follows gets rapid-fire interruptions. After an hour, the courtroom clears. Judge Harmon finally acknowledges them. Still here, Mr. Taylor? Yes, sir. I've completed my presentation and would like to collect my project. That won't be possible today. Our security team needs to complete their inspection. Dr. Williams interjects. Judge Harmon, Devon needs his equipment. It contains months of irreplaceable data. Should have thought of that before bringing unauthorized devices into a federal building. Devon meets Judge Harmon's gaze. When can I expect it back, sir? When we're satisfied it's safe. Could be days, could be weeks. Devon makes a silent vow, his expression betraying nothing. He thanks the judge politely, turns and walks out with perfect composure. Once outside, he makes another call, this time to a different number. Uncle James, I need some legal advice about property confiscation in a federal building. His uncle's voice comes through clearly. Tell me everything. Who is Uncle James, and what legal strategy might he suggest? The next morning, Devon arrives at school, his mind still on his confiscated project. His physics teacher, Ms. Reynolds, pulls him aside after class. Devon, what happened yesterday? Dr. Williams called me. Devon explains the situation carefully, sticking to facts without emotion. Ms. Reynolds' expression darkens. Judge Harmon had no right to keep your property without cause. Have you told your father? Left him messages. He's at a conference in D.C. Well, don't give up. The Science Fair Committee still wants your entry next week. Devon nods. I'll need to rebuild everything from scratch. During lunch, Devon's phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. Your project marked for disposal tomorrow morning. Security protocol. Sorry. Friend at courthouse. Friend at. Devon's heart races. Months of irreplaceable air quality data gone. He tries calling his father again. Voicemail. After school, Devon returns to the courthouse. The security guard, different from yesterday, stops him. I need to speak with Judge Harmon, Devon says firmly. Judge left for the day. Come back tomorrow. This can't wait. My property is scheduled for disposal. The guard shrugs. Nothing I can do. Devon spots Officer Briggs down the hall. Officer Briggs, a moment, please. Briggs approaches reluctantly. What now, kid? My project is scheduled for disposal tomorrow. It contains irreplaceable research data. Judge's orders. Briggs smirks. Maybe you'll think twice before bringing suspicious devices here. Could I at least recover the data drive? It's the small blue component. No unauthorized access to secured items. Briggs turns away. Learn your lesson and move on. Devon walks outside, fighting frustration. He calls his uncle again. They're destroying my project tomorrow. I can't reach Dad. Document everything, his uncle advises. Names, times, what was said. I'm making calls. That evening, Devon works furiously in his garage, attempting to recreate his project from memory and spare parts. His mother watches from the doorway. Devon, sometimes fighting isn't worth it. This is, Mom. Devon doesn't look up from his work. This isn't just about my project anymore. What is it about then? Devon connects two wires carefully. When Judge Harmon confiscated my project, he didn't just take a device. He tried to silence data showing his courthouse sits in a neighborhood with the worst air quality violations. His mother's eyes widen. You think this is deliberate? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. What calls is Uncle James making, and will they come in time? Early morning. Devon arrives at the courthouse before it opens, carrying documentation proving his ownership of the project and its scientific purpose. He waits on the steps, reviewing the paperwork his uncle helped him prepare overnight. Judge Harmon arrives, surprise flashing across his face when he spots Devon. Mr. Taylor, persistent, aren't you? Yes, sir. I have documentation proving my project's legitimacy and requesting its immediate return. Judge Harmon barely glances at the papers. File it with the clerk. I have a busy docket today. Sir, security plans to dispose of my property this morning. Not my department. Judge Harmon attempts to walk past. Devon steps sideways, remaining respectful but insistent. Your Honor, I've documented everything that's happened. If my property is destroyed without due process, I'll be forced to escalate this matter. Judge Harmon's eyes narrow. Are you threatening me, young man? No, sir. I'm exercising my rights as a citizen. The judge steps closer. Let me be clear. You have no power here. I decide what happens in my courthouse. The courthouse belongs to the people, Your Honor. Judge Harmon's face flushes. You need a lesson in respect. Officer Briggs? Briggs approaches from security. Yes, Your Honor? Mr. Taylor here is causing a disturbance. Please escort him out. I'm standing on public property with legal documentation, Devon says calmly. Judge Harmon points at Devon's papers. Those look like falsified court documents to me. Confiscate them. Briggs hesitates. Sir? You heard me. Those papers could be fraudulent. Devon holds the documents tightly. They're no